Well, let me tell you the story of Gossamer Wump, a little boy about so tall. Oh, no, not quite that tall. That's better. And Gossamer had red hair and one blue eye and one green eye. And he had freckles all over him, everywhere. On his face, too. And he had a dog named George. Quiet, George. Now, Gossamer was born in a house right beside a chicken farm, which had quite an effect on him. For when Gossamer learned to talk, the first words he said were... Yeah, but later on, he learned to talk a little better and could say...
So, my name is Gossamer Wump.
Yeah, but we shouldn't laugh at Gossamer because he was really a musical genius. He didn't know what kind of an instrument he wanted to play, however, until one day he was watching a big parade coming down the street. And Gossamer looked at all the musical instruments and made up his mind. He didn't like drums drumming, or trumpets trumpeting, or piccolos pickling, or slide trombones tromboning. All Gossamer wanted to play was the triangle. Now, a triangle is really just a piece of metal shaped like a triangle. And when you hit it with a little hammer, it sounds like this. So Gossamer decided to become a famous triangle player. The next day, his mother made him 27 peanut butter sandwiches and packed them in a suitcase with his good sweater and a clean shirt, and she put in his dog named George, too. Quiet, George. And then Gossamer took his suitcase with his sandwiches and his dog in it and went off to study triangle playing at the famous music school of Professor Cuddy Dump. On the way, he was very happy and was reciting a little poem he'd made up.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. I'll soon learn to play a triangle. Jingle, jangle, jangle.
Yes, well, it wasn't a really good poem, but Gossamer liked it because it rhymed and because he had made it up himself. When he got to music school, he turned out to be a very good student. At first, he could only play the triangle like this. But after studying for only 6 years, he learned to play it like this. Professor Cuddy Dump was amazed at his progress. But after 10 years, Gossamer had to leave. He'd used up all of his peanut butter sandwiches. And he was so hungry that he'd lost 97 pounds, which was pretty surprising when he'd only weighed 70 pounds to begin with. So he went to look for a job. First, he got one playing his triangle with a dance band led by a man named Gaylord Gout. Gossamer did fine until one day, as he was playing a difficult piece, Gossamer suddenly missed the triangle with his little hammer and hit Gaylord Gout on top of the head. It sounded so good that Gossamer played the whole number on Gaylord Gout's head. The only trouble was, it gave Gaylord Gout an awful headache in his head. So he said to Gossamer, "Gossamer, here's your triangle. Now beat it." So Gossamer beat it. But Gossamer wasn't discouraged and decided to go to the big city. On the way, he sang another poem like this.
Jingle, jangle, jangle. I'm going to the big city and get a job playing my triangle. Jingle, jangle, jangle.
Yes, well, this poem wasn't as good as the other one, but Gossamer liked it because he'd made it up himself. As soon as he got to the big city, Gossamer went to see the famous symphony orchestra conductor, Stanislav Hudnut. And when Gossamer played his triangle for him, Stanislav Hudnut said,
"Bravo! Bravissimo! Hooray! Gesundheit! Willikers and Hatto!" Also, Jim Dandy, my boy, with my symphony orchestra, you will play. Yes?
And Gossamer said,
Oh, gee whiz!
So the night was set for Gossamer's big concert with the symphony orchestra, and the theater was filled with people as the curtain went up. Everyone quieted down, and a voice said,
"Introducing Gossamer Wump."
And Gossamer stepped out to play. But a terrible thing happened. Gossamer had been so excited that he had forgotten to put on his belt. And when he took his hands out of his pockets to play his triangle, his pants fell down. So Gossamer pulled them up and hit his triangle. And his pants fell down again. And he pulled them up again and started to play his triangle again. This kept going on, and the concert sounded like this. Finally, a woman in the audience couldn't hold it back any longer, and she laughed. And then a big fat man started to laugh. And then a tall, skinny man laughed. And then a little boy laughed. And then pretty soon, everyone was laughing. Everyone was laughing at poor Gossamer. Finally, he ran off the stage and out into the street and for blocks and blocks until he couldn't hear the laughing anymore. He was so sad he was almost ready to cry, when suddenly someone tapped him on the shoulder. It turned out to be a very important man who wasn't laughing at him at all, but one who thought his triangle playing was so good that he offered him a wonderful job. Today, Gossamer is a big success. You've probably heard him playing his triangle lots of times, because you know what he's doing now? When you're playing around your house in the afternoon and hear the ice cream wagon coming, that's Gossamer. It's a wonderful job, because Gossamer gets all the ice cream bars he can eat. And it just goes to show that even if things don't always go right at first, you can be a big success if you just keep triangling. Oh, poor George. We forgot to take him out of the suitcase.